Welcome, Savvy Scribes, to another episode of the Savvy Scribe podcast. Today, I'm talking all about how to launch when you're working full-time. And I understand what that's like. I was working full-time and more, and had a PRN job and a newborn baby when I was starting my freelance career. So today is talking about all the things like how to find the time, what to do before you even launch the business. If you don't know me and you haven't been on any of my live trainings, I always start with my timeline. And in that timeline, I talk about, what I did at the beginning. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, meaning writing on the side and making money, until I started actually making money, because I felt like a fraud. I felt like how could I make money doing this? I thought nursing was just at the bedside, and how could I possibly give my knowledge and make money for it?
Welcome to the Savvy Scribe podcast, a podcast for healthcare professionals who want to build a profitable writing business. I'm Janine Kalbach, your host, and I am a mom to 2 boys. I'm a wife, a Great Dane lover, a registered nurse, and a content writing business owner. I am committed to help you moving your business forward because I've been there. I get it. I understand that life is busy and distracting, but many of us are burnt out at the bedside, working too many hours, and are ready for a change. Every week, I will deliver actionable advice and thought leaders in the industry to help you move along in your business. Welcome to the show.
So, before you launch, I'm just going to dive right in. Before you launch anything, you need to have a plan. And in that plan, you need to discuss with yourself, hey, self, what am I going to do? Am I starting with clients? Am I starting a blog? Do I just want to be known as a thought leader? What do I want to do? What do I want to make out of this? Is this going to be another PRN job for you? Is this something to take you to the next level in your own home business? Are you trying to do this full time? Or is this just for fun? Maybe you just want to be a blogger. Whatever it is, you need to have some samples. You need to, hold on, I'm like going really slow for some reason. You have to have a plan. So when we start off, you need some samples. And starting with samples can be tough if you don't have an idea of where you're going. So I always tell everybody, you have to know where you're going. You have to have a niche. You have to have something that you want to be known for. So my niche is like OB nursing, women's health, and stuff like that. My other niche is helping you guys. So if I was just launching this today, nobody would think I was serious. Nobody would take any of my advice because I haven't been known out there for a little while. Now I've coached, hundreds of freelancers to be able to do their own business and launch their own business. So I have a little bit of credibility in the industry. I have a little bit of credibility from testimonials. I have a little bit of credibility that I've been able to do this for myself. It started with myself, though. I had to start growing my own business. And then, because at the beginning, my goal wasn't to do this and teach other nurses. My goal was to build my own business, right? I wanted to get out of the burnout mode, get out of the inner city of Cleveland when I was doing my home care job. So my goal now is to help you guys do the same thing, because I feel like, why not? Why not be able to help other people not do the research that I had to do and go down that Google path and Google how to do this. And there's not a lot of people in the space of health writing that are helping other people. So that's where my goal was. So before you start to launch, I would recommend about 5 to 6 samples. So how do you get some samples? Well, see what you've already done. So if you've already written stuff for people, awesome. If you haven't, you can start guest blogging for people. Start getting your name out there. And the way you could do that is on LinkedIn Publisher. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you can easily go on their publishing sector. So you can go update. It says like when you start to do an update, it says write an article and publish it. That starts to get you known a little bit. That's a little bit of publishing, a little bit of portfolio setup. The other thing you want to set up for your writing business is your social profiles. So LinkedIn is the first one. Then, you have to find out where your audience is. I don't want you all over the place. I don't want you on Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and all the things. You're on Facebook with me now. If you're in our group on the Savvy Scribe, you're already here. So you have a Facebook. But that doesn't mean you can't have a business profile on Facebook if that's where your audience is. If you are a health writer, your audience is likely not on Facebook. Even though a lot of us like Facebook, our audience usually is not there. Our audience is usually on LinkedIn. A lot of people I notice are using Instagram a lot too. But again, once you learn a social media platform, there's an algorithm for all of them. So if you're going to choose to get one, you have to learn the algorithm behind it to be successful on it. So my recommendation before you launch is to have a LinkedIn profile and maybe a Twitter. I don't like Twitter, but a lot of people do. And there is a lot of clientele out there for health writers to write for. I just don't like Twitter. I have a Twitter. I post on Twitter. I just don't like it. And that's just me. So if you love Twitter, go with Twitter. Another thing, let me get water. To start launching when you're working full time. Again, these are in the background. Like, how are you going to do this? We're going to get there. We're going to get to the time thing. But your niche, you have to know your niche. Again, we talked about that. Know where you specialize. Know where you glow. Your superpower. What are you awesome at? And engage. Whether that is on Facebook groups, which you can still use Facebook, you guys. I'm not saying don't use Facebook at all. But if you're starting to know your industry and where you're an expert at, you could get a Facebook group. So for example, I'm in a lot of OB Facebook groups and a lot of mom Facebook groups. I write a lot of parenting content too. So I'll go in a Facebook group and say it's something on parenting. I just wrote an article about, what did I write it on? A parenting magazine in our area. And it was like how to help your toddler sleep on vacation or something like that. So if there's somebody saying like, I'm nervous to go on my vacation with my toddler because they're in such a sleep routine, I would link them to the article that I wrote. Hey, I'm Janine. Good luck with that. Here's something I wrote recently. Maybe it can help you. So then that person now knows that I'm in the industry, that I write and things like that. So again, wherever your people are is where you have to figure out where your people are, where your content people are, for you to be able to promote your content a little bit. But again, this is engaging with your audience, engaging with followers and stuff like that. You do not, and I'll repeat this again, you do not need a website to make yourself profitable. I would not invest in that right now, especially when you launch, because you don't have to. If you need portfolio assistance, you can go on Contently, where I host my portfolio. So Contently is a great place to put your samples and an easy thing to just direct when you're pitching and you're trying to land a client. You do not, again, need a website. You don't need to spend the money right now. But get your social stuff under control. Put it in your email signature so people can find you and connect with you. The next thing is your mindset. And I know this is like a big word out there right now, mindset, because we hear it everywhere. We hear it in our nursing thing. Everybody says, oh, you got to have a good mindset to be a good nurse. And, you have to de-stress and get in the mindset of like relaxing and things like that. But the mindset of growing your own business is a mindset that I did not start using until I realized that is what was holding me back. Your mindset. And I'll tell you, until you start thinking of your business as your business, not as your side job or your something to do on the side or your hobby. This is a business, you guys, and you are growing it. You have to be in the mindset of growing a business to be able to grow a business. The way you can do that is to tell yourself that it is a business you are growing. Every day when you get up, you are making business goals and business things to do because you are growing a business. You aren't profitable yet because you haven't launched, but you have to get in the mindset of getting ready to launch and be able to put yourself out there. So the other thing is to get some support. So whoever's in your life that can give you support, you need to find that person. Mine's my husband, my kids, And like my dad's like really supportive. He was my off-scale editor for a while when I started because my husband's not a good writer and my dad is. So I would send some articles to him that I was nervous to submit because I wanted just another set of eyes on it. And I'm like, Dad, I'll pay you. He's like, no, you won't. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll like take you to lunch. He goes, take me to lunch when this gets published. Okay. So that was like how we did it. So find that person. It could be somebody in this group. You guys, we have over 300 people in this group now. Yay. Find somebody. Say, hey, will you be my accountability person? I need some accountability. Message each other back and forth. So there's a really awesome app and it's free called Voxer. And I used it at the beginning of my writing business. And me and Vicky will go back and forth. Hey, what are you doing for your business today? Hey, what are you doing for your business? My husband was not my accountability person at the beginning. Well, he's still not because he's my husband and he's there for everything else. He doesn't even get that I'm running my own business. Like he doesn't get it. So you have to find somebody that gets it and that will help you along the way. And this is where I'm jumping into setting aside time. I know you don't have it. I don't have it. We don't have it, you guys. I didn't have it at the beginning. I had a baby. I had a 7-year-old. I don't know where I found the time, but if you find the time, you will use the time. And let me explain it. So look at your day. Okay, you're working 7 to 7. Are you going to find time that day? Probably not after your shift. You're exhausted. You probably come home and you want to just die on the couch. You want to just eat everything that's in sight and lay down and go to sleep, right? Raise your hand. I know you're out there. We come home from work. We're exhausted. Our feet hurt. Our bodies hurt. All we want to do is take a shower and go to bed. Sometimes you don't even shower. Sometimes you just go to bed. And you do have the time. Let me tell you, you have to make the time. Start tomorrow. Set your alarm 20 minutes earlier and get up. Get your butt out of bed, make a cup of coffee, and think, what am I going to do today for my business? Think about it. Is it your weekend off? If it is, awesome. Congratulations, you got a weekend off. That doesn't mean you're sleeping in this weekend, my friend. I want you to set your alarm for the time you get up for work and get up and do something for your business, whatever that is. Are you making your social media account? Are you making another sample that you could put in so people can hire you? Are you sending out some pitches? Are you taking my course and doing the next lesson in it? You do have the time. You have to start taking charge of your time. Whether that means you have time in your day, you guys. If you have your day off and today's the day you're doing laundry and you're going to the grocery store and you're picking your kids up for school and you're being the mystery reader at your kids' school and all the things, bet you still have time in there. You have time to jump in this Facebook group today. I'm not saying don't jump in the Facebook group. I think it's a great thing for your business to push you forward. If you're tuning into the podcast episode today, you had time to do that. Did you have time to go read a book? Maybe not. Did you have time to make dinner? Maybe not. But did you have time to waste time on Facebook, like scrolling? Do you have time in the evening to watch TV? TV can take up a lot of time. If you're really into some episode on Netflix, you're wasting time. Time you could put towards your business. And until you find time in your day that you can really focus on your business, you're not going to get further in your business. That's the gist of it. So start setting yourself an ideal work week. Look at your time next week. So I'm recording this episode on a Thursday. I always do my planning on a Friday. Some people do it on Sundays. Whatever you got to do. I'm going to do mine on Friday this week because I work all weekend. But sometimes I don't do it till Sunday, depending on my weekends I work. But look at your week next week. See where you can stick in time every single day for your business. And I promise you, it will pay off. That's it for this week for the Savvy Scribe podcast episode. Thank you all for joining me, and come on over to our Facebook group. We are always helpful, and we'll see you there.
That's a wrap for today's episode of The Savvy Scribe. Thank you so much for listening. If If you enjoyed today's show, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Until next time.